Hi, once again, it's Dan McDonald from Imperial Clinical Research Services. This time I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm here visiting our headquarters, and this is part of our executive interview series. I've got one of my colleagues with me here, Allison Schmokel, who's our VP of Finance, but also oversees our procurement operation here at Imperial. And today we're going to be talking about a subject that impacts the success of clinical trials, and that's really the supply chain. It's actually a topic that we've all heard a lot about on the news. It's impacted industries across the globe over the last couple of years, but it's particularly critical to the success of clinical trials. So Allison and her team oversee that here at Imperial. Supply chain, of course, impacts our ability to get the raw materials for paper and the print products we produce, but also the ancillary supplies that we procure on behalf of our clients and distribute across the globe. So Allison, why don't you talk to us a little bit about what is supply chain management in clinical trials?
Sure, Dan, thanks. Supply chain management in clinical trials really involves looking at the entire vendor stream for the products that are provided for clinical trials or that go direct to the patients to help support the trial. That can include things like manufacturers of medical supplies, distributors of those products, and logistics companies who get those products actually to the sites or the patients.
Terrific. One of the other things that it's probably a loaded question, but what are some of the major challenges when it comes to the supply chain? I know there are quite a few.
Sure, supply chain challenges have been popping up even more in the past few years, but have always been there. A lot of the things when we talk about clinical trials that are challenges are things like regulatory compliance, the ability to get the product where it needs to go easily and quickly, and also the impact of things like government or other allocations of those products, which can limit the availability of those things.
All right, and the last question that we have is really around disruptions in the supply chain. What are some of the major causes of disruptions in the supply chain?
Sure. Recently, the most obvious and clearest one is the COVID-19 pandemic has greatly impacted the supply chain. Now, while we're coming around the other side of that, there are a lot of other things that are still impacting the supply chain. Those can be things like labor shortages and labor strikes. Those are huge things. The global conflicts, wars, and other political issues have also been negatively impacting the supply chain, along with the allocation issue that we talked about a few minutes ago. That can really reduce the ability for other companies to buy things if those things are allocated to hospitals or other people who need those products.
As you can tell, it's an incredibly complex issue. Allison and her team do a great job of helping our clients navigate it, make sure that they have the supplies that the research sites will needing to start the research trial on time, which is so critical. So Allison, I really appreciate your time sharing your expertise with us. Until next time, everyone, thank you for watching, and we'll see you down the road.